Hi guys, Chris here and you're watching Here We Are Running, and today we're doing a shoe review of the Brooks Adrenaline GTS 20s.
The Brooks Adrenaline GTS 20 is a stability running shoe designed to give a soft cushion feel whilst remaining responsive. The cushioning is provided by the responsive Biomogo DNA foam stacked above a soft DNA loft crash pad. Stability is achieved through the guide rail's holistic support system, which are focused on keeping you moving comfortably by keeping excess movement in check. A new streamlined engineered mesh upper offers structure and proven fit without excess bulk.
So here we have it, the 20th edition of the Brooks Adrenaline GTS running shoe, which I've now run 100 miles in. But before I give you my thoughts on this shoe, if this is your first time here and you enjoy watching all things running related here on YouTube, including shoe reviews, then why not hit that subscribe button right now so that you don't miss out on all my future videos. But without further ado, let's jump straight into the review. And for those of you that have been subscribed to the channel for a while, you'll know that I did much of my marathon training last year in the predecessor to this shoe. But whilst Brooks made quite a big change when they moved from the GTS 18 to the 19, the move to the 20 seems far more subtle and really just a refinement. Well, that's what I thought when I ordered them. And on paper, the changes aren't very significant, but when you run in it, it actually does feel quite a bit different. So why is that? Well, I think a lot of it is to do with the weight of the shoe. This shoe is lighter than the predecessor. It's about 20 grams lighter for a UK size 11, which is coming in at 350 grams or just over 12 ounces. So it's not a lightweight running shoe by any means, but it is quite noticeable the difference in weight on the GTS 20 compared to the GTS 19s. And Brooks say that they have introduced this new mesh upper which has shaved a lot of the weight off. But you know what, I also wonder what they have done to the midsole, the foam technology in the midsole, because whilst the shoe actually looks very similar to the 19, the feel of it when you're running, the cushioning does feel quite a bit different. It's still got that responsive Biomogo DNA foam stacked above a soft DNA loft crash pad, but it's not as soft as the GTS 19 was. Is that a bad thing? Well, I think it's more about a personal choice type of thing, because arguably by being less soft on the landing, it's probably feels more responsive on the takeoff. It's a little bit like when I compare sitting on my sofa, which when I sit down in it, I really sink into it, and it's really cushioned, it feels really comfortable and soft, compared to my armchair, which is much more springy, and I can get up from it much quicker than I can when I'm lying down on the sofa. It's a bit like that, comparing between the GTS 19 and the 20. So if you are looking for the softest possible cushioning, then I would go with the GTS 19 if you can still pick it up, and you can probably get it for a bargain if you can, as opposed to the 20. But actually, the cushioning on here is still very, very comfortable. As I say, it does feel more of a responsive shoe. And this shoe really does live up to its name of the go-to shoe in the Brooks range. It can suit any runner, and you can just use it to soak up those miles when you're doing your training. So I am using this shoe in my rotation for my marathon training. And as regulars around here will know, I like to have a few different brands of shoe that I use in that rotation as I'm going through my training. And because I overpronate, I opt for a shoe that provides some stability. I like the way that the Brooks Adrenaline GTS 20 provides that stability through the guide rail system, which you can see these guide rails either side of the shoe, which help to realign your foot and your leg as you're running if you need it. It's a bit like bumpers at a bowling alley. If you think about it and the bumpers are up, if you bowl to the side, then the bumpers are going to realign and help to put things right. But if you have the bumpers up and you bowl straight down the middle, then they're not going to interfere at all. And it's the same with this shoe. If you are, for example, a neutral runner and don't need that stability most of the time, then this is not going to interfere with your running style. But if, like me, you overpronate, it's going to help you to realign your foot. And there's a particular focus with this system in that it tries to help to prevent particularly knee injuries. So that's where their focus is, on the stability that they're providing. And certainly I've had this now in the GTS 19s and now the 20s, and I think it does certainly work. I really liked the outsole on the GTS 19s, and that is something that they haven't really changed on the GTS 20s. As you can see, plenty of rubber there, and that is going to give you lots of grip whether you are running in wet or dry conditions. And the new upper certainly provides for a nice fit. And whilst it's only cosmetic, I really like what they've done here with the Roman numerals on the heel counter. And talking about heel counter, a nice solid heel counter there, which again is keeping your foot well and truly in this shoe and providing that stability that you're looking for when you're running in it. In terms of sizing, it fits true to size, and here in the UK it costs £120, but I managed to pick these up for just under £100. And one other thing that I should mention is that as I've been running in this shoe, I've been enjoying running in this shoe more and more. So when I first started out, I thought, yeah, this is a good shoe. But as I've now got 100 miles in it, and the more distance that I've been doing in it, I'm actually thinking, actually, this is a very good shoe. And if you're on the market for a shoe that you can use for 5k distance all the way up to marathons, and you can use it in races or on your training, then you can't really go wrong with this shoe. Now, this won't be the only video that I make on the Brooks Adrenaline GTS 20s. I am also making another video where I compare it against its competitors from some of the other brands that are out there on the market at the moment. So what better reason to subscribe if you haven't already, so that you get to see that video when it comes out as well. And guys, if you already own a pair of these shoes, then why not put a comment below to let me and all the other viewers of this video know what you think about them. Guys, I do hope you've enjoyed this video, and as always, if you have, please do hit the thumbs up button to give the video a like. And if you're new around here, well, then why not consider subscribing? But for now, guys, goodbye.